The NFL Most Valuable Player Award is one of the most sought-after honors in football. Each year, a select few players are recognized for their outstanding achievements and named MVPs. But what happens to these players after they win the award? In this video, we'll look at 10 forgotten NFL MVPs and what they are up to now. We'll discuss their post-MVP career and how their lives have changed since their big moment. Firstly, in the NFL, the league's top player is usually named its MVP, and that is of course how it should work. Over the previous decade, the MVP award has shifted to the Greatest Quarterback Award, since there hasn't been an MVP awarded to a non-passer since Adrian Peterson in 2012. However, this was not always the case. Many players at various positions have received MVP awards throughout NFL history. It's also worth remembering that up until 2008, independent newspapers could award up to 4 MVP trophies simultaneously. With that in mind, there are several award winners who have gone unnoticed. Coming up on our list as number 10 is Burt Jones. Burt Jones isn't a popular player these days, owing mostly to his brief career. The former Baltimore Colt was a competent quarterback for most of his career, but it was his outstanding 1976 season that earned him MVP honors from all publications. Burt Jones was the NFL MVP in 1976 as quarterback for the Baltimore Colts. He led the team to an 11-3 record and a division title, throwing 20 touchdown passes and 3,104 yards that year. Jones went on to have a successful career with the Colts, appearing in 2 Pro Bowls and helping to lead the team to a playoff berth in 1979. But he was plagued with injuries throughout his 9-year NFL career, missing the entire 1979 season due to a shoulder injury. Jones retired after the 1982 season due to a neck injury. He now works in the lumber industry and lives a serene life. Jones was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 1999 and remained one of the most beloved quarterbacks in Baltimore Colts history. Next on the list is Alan Page. Alan Page was one of the few defensive players to win the MVP award in 1971. He had 9 sacks and 3 fumble recoveries as a member of the Minnesota Vikings, earning him honors for Defensive Player of the Year. After retiring from the NFL, Page entered politics, serving as an Associate Justice of the Minnesota Supreme Court. In 1988, Page was named NFL Most Valuable Player, becoming only the second defensive player in NFL history to receive the award. After retiring from the NFL in 1981, Page began a successful career as an attorney, serving as an Associate Justice of the Minnesota Supreme Court from 1993 to 2015. He also worked as a professor at the University of Minnesota Law School, and in 2018, he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Page continues to be involved in politics and other public service activities today. He serves as a chair of the Minnesota Early Learning Foundation, is a member of the NFL Players Association Board of Directors, and is a trustee of the National Football Foundation. Page's remarkable career and dedication to public service have earned him numerous honors and awards, including being named one of the 100 greatest living business leaders by Fortune magazine in 2019. He has stayed involved in the community as an activist after stepping down and was given the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2018. And number 8 is Roman Gabriel. Despite his significance in NFL history, Roman Gabriel is barely mentioned today. He was the first quarterback of Filipino-American origin, having been picked first overall in 1962. After winning the league's MVP award in 1969, Gabriel was one of the most successful quarterbacks of the 1970s and 1980s, playing for the Los Angeles Rams, Philadelphia Eagles, and San Diego Chargers. Today, Gabriel is retired from the game and works for a golf firm that sells equipment and hosts tournaments. His job includes overseeing the company's website, as well as attending meetings with vendors and customers. He also makes appearances at tournaments and other special events to represent the firm. Though he no longer plays football, Gabriel still supports the sport through his work with the golf firm. He often speaks about the importance of healthy living and the rewards of physical activity, inspiring others to stay active and enjoy life. In addition to his professional pursuits, Gabriel is also an avid golfer and enjoys giving back to his community by participating in charity events and donating his time to local causes. He remains connected to the NFL through his work with the NFL Alumni Association, which provides financial assistance to retired players who need help. Roman Gabriel's journey after football exemplifies how dedication and hard work can lead to a successful life after sports. He has found success and fulfillment in his post-football life by embracing new challenges. Next up, as number 7, is Shaun Alexander. He is the most recently forgotten MVP, yet he is still well-liked in Seattle. The former Seattle Seahawks running back was a force to be reckoned with on the field and a fan favorite off it. He won the NFL MVP award in 2005 and was selected to 3 Pro Bowls. In 2005, he had by far his best season, gaining 1,880 yards and scoring 27 touchdowns on the ground. He swept the award season for it. However, Alexander's career quickly declined after suffering an injury in the 2006 season. He left the Seahawks in 2008 and signed with the Washington Redskins in 2009. After his release from the team in 2010, he retired retired from football altogether. Alexander retired after 4 seasons. Since retiring, he's since written numerous best-selling books and become a popular public speaker. Sean Alexander has served as a color commentator for college football broadcasts and has written 2 books. Alexander's 2005 MVP award remains a testament to his greatness on the field. While his career ended prematurely, he will always be remembered as one of the best running backs of his generation. Coming in as number 6 is Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis was the NFL MVP for the 2003 season after leading the league in rushing with 2,066 yards and 14 touchdowns. He played 10 seasons in the NFL, split between the Baltimore Ravens and Cleveland Browns. After his NFL career, Lewis stayed connected to football by serving as president of Southeast Exhibits and Metro Retail Solutions for Metro Exhibits, a company that specializes in custom display cases and stands. He also co-hosts the Jamal and Joel Show podcast, which focuses on NFL stories. Lewis is also a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and regularly attends events and seminars to discuss his faith. Next is Randall Cunningham. He was a popular Philadelphia Eagles quarterback. He is, however, a 2-time MVP winner. However, it is seldom acknowledged since the honors were not from the AP. Instead, he received the PFWA award in 1990 and the Jim Thorpe Medal in 1998. Randall Cunningham was one of the most versatile quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL. During his 16-year career, he passed for nearly 30,000 yards, rushed for 4,928 yards, and earned 4 Pro Bowl selections. In 1988, he was named the NFL MVP. Many football fans have forgotten about Cunningham's accomplishments, despite his great success on the field. After leaving the NFL in 2001, Cunningham made a surprising career transition. He became an ordained Protestant pastor. Cunningham has been serving as the pastor of Remnant Ministries International in Las Vegas since 2010. He often speaks at churches, conferences, and retreats around the country, spreading his message of faith and redemption. Throughout his time as a pastor, Cunningham has strived to be a mentor for young people. He has developed a program called Soaring Eagles that provides spiritual guidance and education for children and teens from all walks of life. His goal is to help the younger generation develop into responsible adults by providing them with a solid foundation of spiritual knowledge. Despite his new role, Cunningham still makes occasional appearances at NFL events, such as alumni golf tournaments. He is also actively involved in the Philadelphia Eagles organization, making frequent visits to the team's facilities and attending events around the city. In recent years, Cunningham has become a powerful voice for change in the sports world. Through his work as a pastor and mentor, he strives to create a better future for all athletes by providing them with the spiritual guidance they need to make wise decisions on and off the field. And number 4 is Brian Sipe. He is a player who is hardly mentioned now, but was a fantastic talent from 1972 through 1985. The quarterback is most remembered for his tenure with the Cleveland Browns, when he earned MVP in 1980 with 4,132 passing yards and 30 touchdowns. He had a coaching career after retiring from playing. He coached high school football before becoming the quarterback's coach at his alma mater, San Diego State. Sipe is no longer a coach. Instead, he has become an activist, spearheading an anti-bullying campaign. And number 3 is Roger Craig. Except for the Jim Thorpe Trophy, Boomer Esiason swept the MVP season in 1988. This honor went to San Francisco 49ers running back Roger Craig, who had 1,502 yards and 9 touchdowns. Craig is a marathon runner these days and competes in it instead of football. He is also the VP Director of Business Development at Tibco Software, a technology business. Number 2, we have Thurman Thomas. He is regarded as one of the most popular Buffalo Bills of all time. The former running back was with the squad for virtually his whole career, but his greatest season came in 1991. Thomas earned every MVP award he could that year. He's kept himself occupied since retiring in 2000. Thomas is active with various companies, from sports to energy and construction. He is also involved in the Buffalo community, having founded the Thurman Thomas Foundation in 1992. Finally on the list, number 1 is Mark Mosley. In 1982, quarterback Dan Fouts received both the PFWA and the Jim Thorpe Awards. Meanwhile, Washington kicker Mark Mosley was named AP and Sporting News Player of the Year. He remains the only special teams player to have won MVP. Mosley now lives a tranquil existence. He does, however, often attend Washington games and autograph signings. So, as we look back on these incredible players and their accomplishments, we cannot help but wonder, who will be the next NFL MVP? Who will join this list of legends and etch their name in the history books? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.